So this might sound, I don't know, ignorant, I think is the word that you could use. But I don't know, I kind of correlate natural breast size to how good someone would be as a mother. Do you get what I mean by that?
Um,
It's okay if you
okay.
don't. It's okay if you don't. I don't know. Is that a thing? Is it like guys and like the size of their balls would determine how good of a father they'd be? Or am I just spewing out wild accusations?
Okay. Um,
Thought experiment.
Thought experiment. Just think about this for a second. And if we think about it too long, we could end up in racist territory.
It's my favorite territory. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if there is something to that. I don't know. Just like it's like little kid thoughts where every kid had the thought of, is everybody else a robot? You had to think it at least once, and you probably gave yourself some like existential dread for like a day. You're looking at your teachers, side like what the fuck? Like what do you why do you people like almost know the future? Like, is that what it means to be an adult? Like how did you view adults as a kid?
I don't know, man. I had an anti-authoritative thing going on. Like authority really used to upset me.
Mm-hmm.
And then just like I never had that. Oh, these people must be robot because I always looked at so many adults as stupid. Like I was like, there's no way they could be robots because they can't be this smart. Like, oh, come on, bro. You never sat there in the middle of a class and been like, this guy's brain dead. How is he even qualified to teach me right now?
It brings me back to high school, especially freshman year, where I don't know, all of a sudden I kind of caught like an attitude. And I remember, I forget what it was, but I remember being fucking right because I just looked it up, all right? And it was a history fact. And I was in history class, and like one of the teacher basically says like, no, this is the answer, and I'm like, no, it's this answer, and I'm like, she's like, no, it's this one, I just told you it's this one. I'm like, oh well, I just looked it up yesterday and it's this, so I'm gonna go with this answer. I don't know, I think it was something to do with homework, and clearly your teaching methods are a little outdated. But she's like, can you just accept the fact that I said the one I said was correct? And I go, can you just accept the fact that I think you got your degree off the back of a cereal box? And I don't know that was my first instance of attitude in high school, and why that came to mind, why I had to say that to her, I don't know. I think I watched something around that time that made me think, damn, I should act cool. You know? I don't know.
Got, got,
Stupid shit you do as a kid.
yeah, you were probably, your brain was probably like, shit, it's around that time I figure out a personality. Um,
So, I gained sentience a little while back. I better start painting the canvas.
yeah, that's probably what happened. That's actually probably exactly what happened.
So I don't know. I had an attitude all throughout high school, and I think I got a little bit better up like throughout the years. I don't know, going through ups and downs, and who you're friends with, who you're not friends with. Did you leave high school with the same friends? Okay, did you end high school with the same friends you started with?
Um, yes, for the most part, yes.
Mm.
But one of my closest friends, like we were a group of four, and out of the four, I was probably closest to this individual. We stopped being friends around maybe mid freshman year, early sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then yeah, and then every like my trajectory is like every I want to say 5 or 6 years, I stopped being friends with someone I was friends with for like 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
Something always ends up going down, and for different reasons. I've only lost like I would say probably like 3 friends that I ever really like. I was like, damn. you know, like that I think about. Let's say that way. Um, yeah, but it's good. It's good. It's a good thing. Sometimes sometimes people grow apart. Sometimes I use this as a phrase when I was with my of my in a previous relationship, but I think it also applies to friendship. Sometimes it's not bad people just not good together, and that can apply to friendships as well.
Oh my god, I muted myself. Hi, holy shit, I've been talking. Sorry. Damn, what was I saying? I was like, I wonder why he's at. I'm like, what is he? Why does he keep saying? I abandoned him. I'm like, fucking
Abandoned,
speaking to you.
talk to it all over me.
Listen, there's no professionalism about this. If people start listening, well, technical difficulties is what we technically ran into. Um, Dude, that was a great. Tyler pointed out. Good thing we didn't send him up there at the event to do his IT work, because then he would have figured out the problem sooner, and we wouldn't have had the place for so long.
Yeah, it's actually better that Tyler wasn't present.
It's
Not that he
better
wasn't
that he
present.
didn't
Sorry,
do
that
his
he
job.
didn't. Yeah,
Oh yeah, so guys, we did a Dragon Ball event, and we're in the process of editing the videos. And Javi, how was it for you? Recap us on the launch party theater extravagant first of its kind. We did it first. Fuck you, Mr. Beast. You didn't record it and you didn't live stream it. We did. So, anyways,
exactly. You eat lunch.
you
We play
eat
games.
you eat
You are
lunchly.
not like us. Not like us. Not like us. Um,
Recap
no.
us.
We had a good time. It was pretty cool. It was pretty chill. I mean, there was the technical difficulties, but again, the
Bless you.
bright side of the technical difficulties was it was technical difficulties for sure, but they weren't our fault, which is always, you always got a little bit of sense of pride. We actually had a pretty considering how we didn't get there for like a good 15 minutes before the event was supposed to start, and by like
Me,
7:10.
you, and Alex. Tyler was the first one there.
Yeah,
Uh,
and within like
and then
10
Dan and
minutes,
Tati.
by like 7:05, 7:10, at least on our end, we had everything set up because we pretty much had everything like planned out.
Yes,
So all we had
we
to go,
we were basically set up. You know what I mean?
you know, so that was nice. Um, the theater, it took forever to set up, but they were pretty chill because then they were like, okay, you can stay an extra 2 hours. So the thing officially started at like
Basically until
8.
close.
And it was a chill event. Um, we had a lot of fun. I learned something very important, Jason.
What'd you learn?
Between all of us, we could easily cover more like 3, 4, 5+ hours. Like we covered those 3 hours, and like yeah, like we were a little tired. It went longer than we anticipated and all that. But if you look at the list of things we still had in terms of material we still could have used that we
Mm.
didn't get to. I mean, Danny had a whole nother prize he didn't even get to introduce. So
Yeah, yeah. We got super derailed from the beginning, but yeah, keep going. Go ahead.
so it was cool. It was a cool event. Everything went great. It went great.
And
And
everything did not, in fact, go great until yeah.
great. Well, I mean, great for like if
In
you think about
hindsight,
it, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, like if you think about it, like okay, we had technical difficulties, sure, but it wasn't like like the game wasn't working. It wasn't anything like we didn't have control. Like for our purpose, once we got started, there wasn't really anything that went wrong per
Yeah,
se. Do you get what I'm saying?
it wasn't us. So
hmm Yeah. So I that's why I said it went great because honestly, in the long scheme of things, it kind of did.
yeah, it did, and it just made me think like I can't wait to do more events, and I want to not only do it like we've done our private thing, we've done some stuff. We did Wii Palooza, we did the Eminem games,
Mhm.
and there was quite clearly some good effort put into it. You know what I mean? And we have video, by the way. I should probably yeah, I'll go back. I'll start uploading some of those videos soon. I think Vanessa has them for the most part. I think they're mostly on her phone, but that was a great time. Your birthday was a great time.
Yeah. We had a really good time. And we're gonna try to do a couple more events here and there. Um, and I think because honestly, Jason, I think because we
Hmm.
kind of like treated them well and we didn't complain as much as we could have, and we didn't make a big scene like we could have.
Hmm.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if they were totally cool with letting us do it again.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
is
probably. And also, one of the workers. Listen, we did a raffle at the event, and spoilers. Sorry. Yeah, one of the workers. His name. Should I say his? I remember his name. I don't know if I should say his name, but I
don't,
keep.
don't say his name
Yeah,
just in case. You
eh,
never know how
you
people
never
feel
know.
about that type of stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. I'll keep you anonymous, Mr. Theater Worker. Yeah, he won a prize. Not only a prize, he got a good one. He got a signed autograph prize. So I hope he enjoys it. I hope he likes it. We talked about the game. We talked about the Abridged series, which shout out Team 4 Star. Fucking greatest Abridged series. But you will have competition soon enough. The Cucamongas will make an Abridged series sometime in the future. We're gonna
Got
give
got something in the book, something cooking, something brewing.
look out for Monkey Dubs in about 2 months. December is when we're looking to launch Monkey Dubs. It's gonna be a surprise what we do. Just don't expect movies. All right, I'll tell you that much. It's not there's no feature length films here. Just it'll be enough. We're gonna get our feet wet. We're gonna try to understand, video editing to that degree. Recording. We're gonna hold auditions for stuff. It's all gonna be between us, but holding auditions nonetheless. But yeah, listen, I just want to do an event personally. I want to do an event before we do Weed Palooza, and especially opening that up to the public, because do you see my hair? Do you see me? Do you see the clothes I wear? I don't want to be known as a hippie. I really don't. I look like a fucking hippie
I
ninety
mean,
percent of the
bro,
time.
you're
I
kind
walk
of
around.
there, dude. You can't avoid. That's one allegation. Like, if we walked into a room and someone was like, "What's this hippie doing here?" I would literally be like,
Damn
yeah,
it!
you're kind of right." I wouldn't blame anybody for
Fuck.
saying that to you. I'd be like, you know what? What is this hippie doing here? I don't.
Vanessa was literally like, "Bro, the first thing you said in your 0 subscriber special was, I want to save the water,' and I was like, it's over.
Dude, that's why it's like
Branded.
you actually shook me a little bit when we were like, "Oh, what are we gonna do?" Because I know we were taking like answer like honestly, like give you like
Mm-hmm.
what you want, and I know we were taking it seriously. So like, but like I didn't expect you to go into the water. Like I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, I'm building a platform because eventually I want to try to help the world and I want to like spread like positivity. Like that's where I thought you were gonna take it, and then you were like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to save the water, and I was just like, wait a minute. Well, hold on. This is
I
thoroughly
didn't
specific to
say.
what we were
I
doing
didn't
right now.
say save the water necessarily. It's just-
Oh no, trust me, bro. Everyone who heard that was like, okay, this guy doesn't believe in Dasani, I guess.
Pepsi products only, which, dude, they get whatever. I'm not gonna complain. Thank you, Regal Theater. We appreciate everything that you did and also helping us with the technical difficulties. We hope you let us, do an event like that again. And also, we should talk about conditions and things, because I
Yeah,
need to host a meat and sandwich event before I do Wheat Palooza, because how I'm gonna ask you how you felt about Weed Palooza in a second, but no, I really do want to do a meat and sandwiches event. I just made a sandwich, and if I haven't already put it up on screen, I'm gonna put it up on screen, and if I already did, I'm gonna put it again right now. So,
massive
uh,
sandwich, sandwich for the people.
maybe I'll put multiple of the sandwiches that I've made before, but can you attest? I make a damn good sandwich.
Yeah, it's a girthy sandwich. No slack there.
Mm.
No slack there. Girthy sandwich.
It's you should. I'm telling you, you should see the one I made today. I need thickness, dude. I need the meats. But how'd you feel about Wheat Palooza? I know we did that last year, and I plan on having a good budget for the next one because I would like to rent out a facility or maybe you know maybe we could travel somewhere. Maybe I don't know. Maybe all expense paid vacation. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But how'd you feel about
Yeah.
Lollapalooza as someone who also doesn't do that stuff? And
It
who?
was,
Yeah.
no, it was a lot of fun. I thought it was a lot of fun. Like, obviously much more fun for others, but I thought they were fun, and I thought it was like creative events. I am excited to see what you're gonna do once we once we get the facility, because
Mm-hmm.
that'll be like, I can tell some of the events that we were doing. I can tell
Oh my
will probably
god,
be
dude!
better suited for more space, a bigger environment. So
A
I'm
bigger
excited to see
audience
how
as well.
a bigger audience as well. Yes, but
Like,
again, that's all within time.
like that's the
All
thing
it's all
too.
coming.
Like that's the thing. I don't even like. I really don't. Especially like now. I'm not. I mean, Sober October's broken at this point, but I don't smoke a lot. Anyways, I really just like being me for the most part. I make my exceptions. Like I had 3 shots yesterday. I made an exception for drinking. For drinking, I'll make that exception for you and Tyler only.
Yes.
Otherwise I really don't like it. And even
Yeah,
smoking,
yeah, yeah.
I make my exceptions for people.
And then there's there's just exceptions. There's like exception weekends for Rene, because otherwise he's gonna explode. He's gonna explode.
Exception weekends in what regard? Like he'll go a weekend sober because he should. Well, explain
Exception
yourself.
weekends. No, I mean like I meant it reverse. I meant like there's certain
Uh huh.
weekends where I feel like if we don't do something of that in that nature with Rene, there's a good chance he just won't ever talk to us again. He'll just be like, you know what, I'm done with these guys. Fuck
Listen,
these lamos.
listen. I've gone out with him. I've gone out with Renee. I've drank with Renee.
You know how it
Um,
is.
I know
And
how it
not in a
is
bad
with
way.
Renee.
It's not like it's not like he's being a complete dick. It's just you see it in his eyes. A little part of him dies when you have to say no to him. He's just like, wow,
Well, you
the
gotta
pain.
understand. Listen, I've made my exceptions. I made my one exception for him. I'm not doing it again. It was one of the only times I've done it with you, and I've done it with him. I'm not gonna do it again. Um, but just again because I'm not a drinker or a smoker for the most part. But I took like 14 shots with him. Took like
Yeah.
14. It took like 14, like literally within like half an hour. And to a lot of people, that might sound like crazy. I don't know. When I go out, even if I drink, for the most part, I'm too like aware of my surroundings to feel the drunk. Do you get what I mean by that?
No. See, I'm older now.
Mm.
You'll get there one day. I have one foot in the grave. Um,
Bro, you're not even 30. Don't think like this.
one foot in the grave. No, but my whole thing is now it's like I I very rarely want to drink when I'm out.
Mm.
I much prefer, as you see, like I much prefer like when we have drinks at the house or like that. Like that's my vibe now. So for
Mm.
me, as you're saying, for me with the Rene exception, it has now become, it's not that I won't have drinks with them, it's the going out. For me,
Yeah.
it's the opposite. Like you'd probably be more down to go out with Rene and maybe not drink. I'd be more down to drink than go out. So those are the exceptions. But then the days
Mm-hmm.
where he's like, yo, we're going out, and he catches me and I'm like, all right, you know what? I don't have work tomorrow. I'm feeling pretty good about my money right now. No priorities. Let's go. Fuck it.
Who is it? Okay. We're talking about Renee, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
Well,
right.
Renee doesn't think about these things, whether he has money or not. He's
I
just
was like, are we
out.
talking about the same guy? I could have sworn we knew the same guy.
No, I'll tell you. Here's a funny story about Renee. Here's a good
Okay,
one.
go ahead.
So 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 sorry. So back in I want to say a couple years ago now, there
Mm,
was this one time where uh me and Renee are out with our girlfriends at the time, and uh we're going to Wing Wednesday. So we're going to Wing Wednesday, and for whatever reason, This is the one and only time I've ever seen Renee say no, Jason. Renee said no to going out because our
Okay.
girlfriends around midnight, I want to say, wanted
Mm-hmm.
to go to Hoboken,
Okay.
and on a Wednesday. And I looked at Renee and I was like, I don't know. And Renee looked at me, he's like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not going. And I was like, oh wow. And yeah, it was the one and only time that I can say that, like, I guess majority of our group wanted to go, and Renee
Mm.
said no.
Renee is the funniest case of uh it's okay. He'll get there. And I know he'll be. Listen, Renee's got big things cooking, especially next year. He's got his own line of things. If you want to go check out his page, it's called Weed Tarded. Actually, let me go to Instagram to give you the exact spelling. Um, I'm gonna give him a little promo right here. Hold on. Uh, it is Weed WEED underscore Tarded TARTED. Weed innovated by retards. So that is Renee's brand that is coming out. We'll see what he does. I hear he has some good ideas. But one thing I wanted to say was like you've seen The Rock, right? Like
Yeah,
that's a stand up, put together, good looking man, right?
yeah.
Eh,
Sir Boulder, of course.
Sir Boulder. So like I think we all clearly know that he has drank before. He's posted himself drinking. You know what I mean? That's not a problem.
Has he has his
What
own brand of tequila.
exactly? So what's the problem with weed? Like is
It's
it
pretty good,
just
the tequila.
I've had a little bit of it cuz you only had a little bit the one time that I did end up having it and you were
Yeah,
so
I
generous
think
as to
it's
share it with me, which I
I think
appreciate.
it's pretty good. I'm not a big tequila guy to begin with, but in terms of like it's good for its price. It has like a pretty decent price. So it's pretty good. No
It's only going
complaints
to
there.
get
Oh,
better
sorry.
cuz it's going to age, right? So I'd imagine it means it's going to get better.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And sorry for cutting you off.
No, 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 no. I like your thoughts. Um,
Tequila.
so, but if he was smoking, why would that all of a sudden turn into a problem? Actually, I don't even think it would be a problem. I think you would just have, like, when I see outrage on Twitter, I always think it's satire. Like, truly, I go, so this is what bot farming is. And I can't imagine that I'm really wrong on that, only because maybe this is just arrogance, but I don't know. It feels weird when people are outraged. Like it can't really like things can't really be that serious. But that's also because I'm a pretty unserious person. Unserious, dis-serious. Which one works in the English language? Either way, um, like if Trump was caught with a blunt in his mouth, he has everyone's vote. Whose vote does he not have at that point? Like, come on, come on.
You know, you'd actually be surprised. I actually think that would hurt his campaign.
I didn't know.
Um,
I agree, but I'm trying to live in Jason's world.
oh, in Jason's world, yeah. No, it's me and my dad were talking about this actually because my
Mhm.
mom is voting Kamala and my dad's voting. No, I'm sorry. One of them is voting Kamala, one of them is voting Trump, and we were talking about it,
Okay.
and they're kind of split on the decision. Um, and my dad was like, "Oh, he's like, it doesn't really." He said he's not sure if it really matters because regardless, he said he thinks Trump's gonna win, and my mom was like, "Oh well, yeah, well, why do you think that? How? Explain it to me." He's like, "People really forget how much the middle of America is. People forget like how
Mhm.
big the whole Midwest area is and how big and." For lack of a better word, how many rednecks there are. Like it's a majority. It's a lot
They
more.
fucking they breed. They keep pumping them out. Yeah.
And so that affects heavily. And I know it's like each state has its own uh by population and how much their state is worth, yada yada yada. But that I think to the point of the whole weed thing, I think that influences a lot. I think a lot more people are willing to deal with weed or be more like liberal and stuff like that on West Coast, East Coast. I don't really think it's as popular in um, more in the middle of America.
Hmm.
In the middle of America.
Like, listen, man,
I
we
could be completely off wrong. I could be completely wrong off that, but
you're
I
probably
that's just my
not.
opinion.
Probably not. I just listen, man. Leave people. Listen, unless the
But if
hair.
I am wrong,
Mm,
educate me. Don't leave it in the comments. Don't let me be stupid. Be like,
it's
hey man, you're an
yeah.
idiot.
It's just
I'll be like,
weird
oh,
to have the argument of like, what's more detrimental, weed or drinking? Just accept both have their pros and cons, and then delegate from there. Just don't abuse it. You don't need to know. You need to know some things. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying be ignorant to the situation that you're putting yourself in with whatever type of drug you are, you know, consuming. You should know your stuff, and even in some places, test your stuff. Granted, I don't know why we live in an age where we still have street vendors. Like, you solve the problem if you just regulate it, and they know that, and they don't want to do that. And I'm not saying we should have regulation either, because I don't like regulation. Uh,
regulations just gonna mark up the price like crazy, dude.
yeah,
That's the problem.
I think we lack values and understanding that, like, hey man, why would you actually fuck with something somebody else is going to consume? Like, I don't know. I've been having this debate of not like I do not like the concept, the idea of turning the other cheek. I think turning the other cheek is, some people would say, hypocritical. I think it just leads you into the void, truthfully. Like, spoilers, by the way, guys, spoilers for Attack on Titan, so try to skip ahead of this. Eventually we're also going to chapter these conversations, uh these discussions, these podcasts. But turning the other cheek turns you into King Fritz, which he just said, fuck it, as long as I instill the curse of King Fritz, where we are just, if they decide to kill us, we're just gonna let them, because we're a scum and we're the devils of this world, so we should die. And Aaron is the complete opposite, in the sense of, you're fucking crazy, why would I let that happen, why would I let them pummel me into the dirt until I'm nothing but subatomic mass, and that can never be put back together. It just feel, I don't know, why let yourself die, extinctionist, mindset. So I don't agree with Aaron depopulating the population by 80%, but I also don't agree with just letting me, myself, and everybody die, my people. So where's the middleman? I think the middleman was clearly here. We're going to stay on our island, leave us alone. Because if you cause problems, we're typically the people that end them. And I don't think you want to find. And they found out that they were the people that end, the problems.
Yeah, y'all fucked around and found out.
They were told, don't go to that island. They were told, bro, it's not, the what you're looking for is not there. You might think it's there, but it's not there. They found out it wasn't. And
Yeah,
it was all for such a real reason, and I think some people forget about that, and that is not just the power of the Titans, but oil. It has a lot of natural resources, that island, and they're willing to pillage and destroy these things just for it, and it's so ridiculous. There's so many different ways to do it, and it's all just so driven by money. And I think most things driven by money are pretty ugly. Like, I don't know. When do you think we stopped pursuing things as a nation, in the sense of, when did we stop pursuing passion? When did it turn into 100? It's about the money. When did everything become sales, Javi?
uh, that's the basis of the U.S., my boy. That's just how the U.S. is. I mean, that's communism, consumerism. You know, I mean, listen, it's a weird, it's a tough scenario, right? Because it's like we think about it we think about it this way, and see how, how so many people say money is the root of all evil. You know, you've heard the quotes, you know the stories, but a lot of times, it's a lot of times that mentality, the other side of it, can only come from people who've always had money,
Mm-hmm.
or been at least in a position where you're not. If you're someone who came up legit from nothing, like, I'm not talking about a shitty situation. I'm talking about, like, you don't know
India.
anybody. You're living off the streets. Exactly. Someone tells you, hey man, you can make an idea, market it how you want, sell it at your price, do whatever you want with it, and make a shit ton of money. They're gonna pick that every single time. Every single time, no matter how selfless they are. Even if they were the most altruistic people on earth, they would be like, okay, well, first I got to get good before I can help someone else.
Yeah.
That's, you know. So I think that's what ended up happening, and that's how we ended up here, and that's why money is so important to so many different cultures and societies and shit. Yeah.
I listen, I'm not even saying we got to get rid of money. Can we just reintroduce not only bartering but just like digital currency, cryptocurrency as awesome as it is. The biggest flaw is it's never going to be physical. It's why I believe coins like Filecoin, which actually keeps some sort of physical repository of the information that they have on, you know, have on tap, have in their databases. It's physical. It's in a file. It's on a piece of paper, which is good. You want to have both if you're going to keep, all the world's information of the internet and physical world ever. Um, which that leads me into a whole other conversation of why I fucking love libraries and why I believe we need more libraries, but beautiful, beautiful libraries. Like that is a big, big fucking dream of mine. Like over a lot of things. Dude, I could live in squalor, but if I could make a beautiful library that I could at least visit every day, yeah, I'd love that because I have this crazy vision for what I think a library should actually be, and I don't know. I have really fucking high expectations of most things. I was actually having this again. I'm sorry for my rambling, but bodybuilding. I feel like bodybuilding has stagnated. And you'd ask, like, Jason, how the fuck can that stagnate? I don't know. Do tricks or something. I'm not even necessarily saying do a backflip. I don't know. Go watch Baki. Go do what they do on there. Look at Mr.
Break
Oliver. He
dance.
he moves his muscles in a way that it looks like there's a ball moving across his body. I just think there needs to be more. I want more. I'm tired of the same thing. Like I feel like even soccer to a certain degree needs to evolve. Can we put like some posts that you can kick the ball off of, like a fucking like a wall, a border you can kick the ball off of? Do some tricks. I'm tired of this illegal stuff. Oh man, people might get injured. They know that. People know that. It is what it is. Okay? They know what they're signing up for. And that doesn't mean you pay them less, you fucking cheapskates. Pay these people. But like I want to see more in the world. I feel like we have so much good technology. Like we've talked about it, but imagine making old school Mario type game. Just not Mario and Luigi, but like imagine taking that concept and doing it now. The resources needed to make a game like that now is the current computer that you have. You have an iPad, you have a tablet, right? You're good. You can now make that game. There are apps and things for all these type, like whatever type of file assets you're trying to make for, a pixel game. And then you go on whatever game engine you want to use and fucking make your game. It takes time and money, well, to feed yourself, but time to actually create the damn thing. But I don't know. I feel like we have enough creativity. We gotta get to the doing eventually. Because I really would like to create games. Like all of this is really just a memory type of like box that we're all gonna be able to look back on. Like imagine playing this at our funerals, in a sense. It's like
Yeah.
they used to talk like this.
Yeah, no, I get it. I just think, see, what ends up happening with that type of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
in term, especially like in competitions and stuff like that, it's hard to do because it's hard to do because you you can't really, how do I even put this into words? Let me see. Hold on, give me a
That's
second. Let me brainstorm.
okay. I'll let you brainstorm. Hope how's everybody's Spooktober been? I've been trying to catch back up on that. I got a video coming out today. Might film a second one. I played the Dark Pictures anthology of, I think, yeah, I played House of Ashes. Very fun. Very fun. 8 out of 10 first experience.
Okay, I figured it out.
What was it? What's up?
So basically, it's too hard to for innovation gets stifled because uh certain, for example, like competitions.
Mm-hmm.
So the let's say, okay, your bodybuilding example. The
Mm-hmm.
weight, the effort that it would take to innovate in bodybuilding, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say someone did do that ball thing. That's all cool in theory. But because it you don't have to do that and you can still secure a win is why most people wouldn't do that. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Because like, for example, Jason, in soccer, okay, yeah, if you could fucking if you had 100% accuracy from outside the 30, why would you ever shoot inside the 30 ever again? You got what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
that, and so that's what ends up happening. So if you got a bodybuilder and he's won most competitions doing this one bodybuilding, I don't know, these poses, why would anybody else then go and try to do a new, I don't know, like you said,
A
like
thing,
I
a
guess skill,
trick,
yeah,
something.
exactly. So that's what ends up happening. You find the route to success, and because it brings you success, like most people, and I don't even think that it's a wrong thought, but it is what stifles innovation. Most people are like, why would you push past that success if you're guaranteed to win already? Why use more resources, more effort? That's what because that's how everything becomes more stagnant. If they know fucking video games, sports games, even the iPhone, if
Mm-hmm.
they know like the slightest innovation, if one innovation is enough that everyone's gonna revamp, still buy the game, or still get the new iPhone, why would you pull out all the stops in every innovation you can think of on the next one and keep doing that? And then you eventually run out of ideas. You can't market it afterwards, and so that's what ends up happening to a lot of people, or a lot of like different industries and stuff,
It's
in my
just,
opinion.
yeah, no, no, no. I think you're right on that, and it sucks that innovation gets stifled, but it also takes the wandering eye to focus in on these things that maybe you think are, you know, not wrong, but you want to fix that. You want to add on to that. Man, I want those fun party games, dude. I want fun party games like Mario Party, but like not as limiting. I hate when things are not only just closed sourced, but again the stifling of innovation. Because it's closed source, you have no obligation to do anything. You're completely right, and you don't. And then you also go after people that even make a fucking background display of your product. But either way, it leads into I actually posted it to my story. There's a console coming out that plays N64 games at 4K resolution. I believe it was for like $230 or something like that. 230, 240, 250, something like that. It's like all black or all white. Looks super cool. Probably put a picture on the screen. Uh but yeah, man, I we'll figure out. We'll write down like what our plans are to make consoles, and phones, and stories and animated things. We'll get Andreas on some stuff. We'll just be like, hey, here's some money. Do this. And I think he'll be down for it.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Like, what's a story you would like? It could be any type of story. It could be real story. It could be a little short that you wrote down in your notes. What do you want to like make animated? Like, if you could make a 1 minute animated film, what would you do right now?
Um, it prob I don't know. I'd have I because you've seen me you've seen the stuff that I like to do. I would probably end up. It'd probably be fantasy based. I'd actually sit there and write a script. Like I like doing that type of stuff. So off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely take the time to come up with something really interesting and something like fantasy. Um, yeah, and I would like to. I've actually always been big in interactive content, so I would like to make like maybe like a it'd be like a short let's say an episode, a 20-minute episode comes out every 2 to 3 weeks. But throughout the episode, so the first week the episode comes out, then the next week we tally up the entire week of fan voting on how you want, or like what like a major decision, a major plot point, and you can choose between let's say two different options, and then the week after we take to animate it and we drop it at the end of the week, and then everyone gets to see the episode based off of the decision that they're making as a community.
I love
That's
that you
something I
said
want to
this. I love that you said this because I was playing House of Ashes today and I went, damn, remember that game we played at Tati? I don't know if you and Alex were there, but we were playing a game at Tati's sister's house. Thank you, Val and Amir. But
do.
do you know what I'm talking about? The phone game?
Oh, we'll find out when you mention it.
Oh my god, I forget what it was called. It was with that actress who played Laurel in Arrow. I forget what the fuck her name was or what the thing is called, but we played a game on the PS4 that involved our phones. That was basically a choice based game, and you know the Dark Pictures anthology, choice based. And to call these video games, I understand, but they really just feel more like interactive movies. And I
Mm.
really like this medium of entertainment because it's I don't know. I did that and I also watched I started anime movie called Bubble, but I'll get back to that later. But the Dark Pictures anthology, I think we should all play that. If not all of us, I think some of us we should like take turns throughout the because all you realistically need, you do need a mouse and keyboard, but you only need it so infrequently that it's basically a movie with a mouse, you know?
Yeah.
Or just we could have a controller and that solves the, you know, 2 to 1 thing. But I think that'd be
No, you.
fun. I think it'd be fun. Or
That's.
like Heavy
Yeah.
Rain or Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, I love those kind of games. I've actually played the Dark Anthology game. It's a lot of fun.
You played all of them?
Not all of them, but I've played a good handful. It's a lot of fun. Very, they, yeah, exactly what I said. It's a lot of fun. I don't know what
Yeah,
else
no,
to
no, no. I
say.
get no, I get it. They're super fun. They're super fun. But I only did it for like 50 something minutes. It was for Spooktober, and at the end of Spooktober, I'm gonna put up a poll so that everybody can vote as to what like 1 to 3 games I'm gonna continue with afterwards. And if not enough people vote, which is a high likelihood, that's fine. I will just choose the 3 that I want to continue with. Because as of right now, Hades is up there. Hades is number 1. No matter what, I think whether people vote on it or not, I'm gonna be playing Hades. God, it was so fucking fun.
Hades, yeah,
So fun.
I liked it. Apparently, Hades 2 is even better.
There's a Hades
I haven't.
too?
Yeah, as of right
What?
now, it's like 30-40 bucks. But apparently, it's even
Hmm.
better. Like it got really good reviews. I
Oh.
haven't played Hades 2 yet. I played Hades 1, which again
Oh,
was
I'm a
a
man.
lot of fun. But I haven't
Uh,
played Hades 2.
is this wait, is there
What happened?
really a Hades 2? That's so weird. That's so
Yeah, I'm
crazy.
dead ass. You
Oh
didn't know?
wow. No. Ah.
You thought I just made it up?
Well, no, I.
Like I just pulled it out of my ass. Yeah.
I didn't think you made it up. It just wasn't coming up like Hades does. Like Hades comes up and it's like, oh, it looks like this. But Hades 2 comes up like it's like, yeah, was this game even released? It says initial release, but oh my god. Oh, it's not even released yet. The full release, so it's partial release. The full release is not out yet. That makes more sense now.
Okay, so that's probably why you didn't hear it. So I guess I did make it up in a way.
No, you didn't make it up. I do see that there is something to it. I don't know how the game is. For the most part, I only played like a little over an hour. Uh, but Jesus Christ. Um, yeah, no, that game was fun today. The Dark Pit Spooktober has just been really fun, and I'm probably gonna play a game called Lunch Lady next, and we all have to play Lethal Company, because that is a Spooktober game,
At
and
Lethal Company.
yeah, we gotta play Lethal Company. That Lethal Company is so fun. Like, no, people play games for the trend and everything. I don't give a shit about a trend. Like Lethal Company is genuinely just fun. And if 3 years from now we decide to continue, like play it again, so be it. And I also think we should play like a Gary's mod. I think we should play Prop Hunt. Or, uh, I played a game called Half Dead, and it's a game where you're stuck in a room with four doors, and the goal is to survey this area filled with rooms with four doors on your map. You could see where you're going in these rooms, and you have to find the room with the green button in the middle, and then you win. So, and you die if you go into the wrong room, more than likely. And if you don't die, you're running for your life. And I think we should play that. I don't know how much the game cost. Let me look it up. Half Dead. It is 99 cents.
I mean, I don't see why not.
So
Well,
I think we should definitely play this.
I mean, I can be you. You don't have to convince me. You know,
Oh,
I'm down. I'm
and
down to give anything a shot.
Half Dead 1, 2, and 3 is 822 right now on Steam. So look at that. Perfect. But all right. I know you have to go soon, so we'll wrap it up here. Do you have any final thoughts?
Any final thoughts? I guess we are gonna revolutionize games.
I
That's
know
about
you've
all.
had a lot of good ideas that you've told me in secrecy that we'll get around to. We won't tell.
Yeah, I'm on a roll right now.
Mm.
I wanna give a shout out to all my roles that I'm on at current moment.
All right. Shout out. All right. Follow our stuff. It's in the description, probably. I don't know. Did people fill them out? Are we to the point where all the Cucamongas have finally filled out their information? No. Well.
Damn well they haven't. You know, damn well they haven't. I don't know why you asked that silly question.
The day it finally gets done, I will be impressed. So, anyways,
So follow us on what's the thing? Follow us there. The thing.
yeah, follow us on all the things. And if you love us, if you hate us, especially if you hate us, and if you have figured out more creative ways to tell us that you hate us, um, we actually Tyler got a letter on his car that said sorry for scratching your car. So somebody hated us so much that they went and keyed Tyler's car. I thought that was pretty impressive. Really sticking, commitment to the bit.
Yeah, you know, I don't do that to my car. You can just tell me, preferably.
Yeah.
Um,
All
so yeah,
right. Goodbye, people.
goodbye, friends.